Zopiclone is a non-benzodiazepine drug that's primarily used for insomnia. Because Zopiclone and Eszopiclone, also known as Lunesta, are so similar, I'm combining them in this video. The effects of a drug will vary for each user, so the most I can do is provide a general overview of the effects. Among its positive effects are muscle relaxation, sedation, anxiety reduction, and sleep induction. Its negative effects can include insomnia, anxiety, a strong bitter and metallic taste in the mouth, memory loss, dry mouth, dizziness, headache, fatigue, double vision, agitation, hallucinations, and aggression. Zopiclone also reduces your inhibition, which if you're awake, could be a negative effect. It's also commonly reported the drug numbs your emotions. It is certainly a sedative and can be effective for insomnia, but the level of efficacy for insomnia is actually low in many patients. Due to its potential negative effects, alternatives are preferable when possible. It is known to decrease your core body temperature and decrease the time it takes to fall asleep. Unfortunately, it also impairs sleep by reducing REM and delta waves. If you are still trying to function when the drug kicks in, or you wake up in the middle of the night, your coordination can be significantly impaired. Because of the very sedated state it provides, it can become difficult to operate normally prior to falling asleep. Much like zolpidem, hallucinations are possible if you remain awake, and delirium-like effects could occur, particularly with larger doses. Despite that effect, it's not very recreational. Users primarily report minor closed and open eye effects. Orally, it lasts for 4 to 9 hours and has an onset of 15 minutes. Usually, it will last for at least 6 hours. Zopiclone is a cyclopyrrolone. That class contains other drugs like pagaclone and suriclone that may be useful for insomnia and anxiety. It enhances the effects of GABA itself at its normal receptors. Like benzodiazepines, Zopiclone operates at the benzodiazepine receptor site where it is a full agonist. The drug metabolizes into desmethylzopiclone, which is a partial agonist at the same site. Zopiclone refers to the racemic mixture of negative and positive Zopiclone. Essentially, all of the drug's activity comes from its positive isomer. As a result, the positive isomer has been sold by itself as Eszopiclone, which is marketed as Lunesta. Eszopiclone has the same core pharmacology. Zopiclone was developed in 1986. It came from Ron Poulenc, a French pharmaceutical company. It became a Schedule IV controlled substance in the US in 2005. Up to that point, the racemic mixture was the only thing being sold. But in 2005, Eszopiclone entered the market under the name Lunesta. It came from Seprecor, now known as Zimovane, a Massachusetts company. Eszopiclone was heavily marketed and became a top-selling sleep drug. A normal dose range for Zopiclone is 3 to 7 milligrams orally. Breaking that down further, a light dose is 3 to 4 milligrams, a common dose is 5 to 6 milligrams, and a strong dose is 6 to 7.5 milligrams or more. In the case of Eszopiclone, the dose usually begins at 1 to 2 milligrams and goes up to 3 milligrams. You should always check your local laws before ordering or using Zopiclone or Eszopiclone. Both are illegal in the US, and Zopiclone is prescription only in the UK and Australia. Both substances have been deadly on their own or in combinations, though the doses used are beyond a normal prescribed amount. In one review of overdose cases, the mean dose of Eszopiclone encountered was 28.3 milligrams. Many of those cases involved people who were trying to commit suicide. In the long term, Zopiclone doesn't appear to be an ideal drug due to dependence and rebound insomnia. There's also a concern that non-benzodiazepine sleep drugs, including Zopiclone, may raise the chance of cancer, possibly due to immunosuppression. Once you become dependent on it, which will usually occur within a few weeks of use, rebound insomnia often occurs. At this point, it can lose its true efficacy for aiding sleep induction. If you are significantly dependent, withdrawal can be dangerous and potentially result in delirium and seizures. More often, withdrawal includes anxiety, sweating, insomnia, flushing, and tachycardia. Sleepwalking is an issue that's been reported. People have engaged in normal, albeit impaired, activities under the influence, which could be dangerous. It can be impairing even after hours of sleep. and even more so if you wake up in the middle of the night. For example, your work or driving in the morning could be negatively affected. This issue resulted in the FDA requiring the recommended starting dose of Eszopiclone drop from 2 mg to 1 mg. Neither drug should be combined with other depressants, such as alcohol or opioids. Doing so will increase negative actions that can raise the chance of a dangerous or fatal response. Overdose comes with respiratory depression and other negative effects, and it can lead to coma or death. As always, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section or the Reddit thread, which is linked in the description. Support on Patreon is greatly appreciated, since it allows me to provide more drug education. If you want to help out, head to patreon.com/thedrugclassroom. You can also contribute via PayPal, Bitcoin, or directly through YouTube on the channel page. You can connect with me on Twitter at Seth A. Fitzgerald and via email at thedrugclassroom@gmail.com.